Hello everyone and welcome to The Next Level, your local home for all things video games and gaming news, right? That's what I say. I don't know, I'm your host Eddie the Fishman Fisher. I'm joined again by Brandon DeVille.
Let me get that.
And of course, Mark Zimmerman.
Good times, good times.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you buying? What are you selling?
I give you a good price.
And you shoot the guy and he runs away.
That's a good price, though.
You can't blame him, I guess. And his friends run away too.
Oh boy, you know what? Actually, I'm really sorry. I think I am. I didn't mute this. I hope this doesn't sound like complete butts. Oh man. We'll find out. If the intro sounds like butts, I'm really sorry. Anyway.
Ifs and buts were candy and nuts, y'all have a Merry Christmas.
I don't know.
You never heard that before?
No.
No, you haven't? Okay.
No. All right. Woo. Anyway, well, on today's show, despite all that, we are going to talk about some Call of Duty Battle Royale, some Battlefield 5, and of course, Spider-Man. This is the best. But first, how is everyone doing?
Average, about the same.
Great.
Yeah, we're just
we're here.
We're doing well. We're doing all right.
Good.
We're hanging in there. Still coming off that high. You know, all the cool stuff we saw, but no,
Still thinking about Resident Evil?
I am actually.
Resident
I've been
Evil
telling
is really
everybody about
good.
it. Like, believe.
And you're sleeping.
Believe it.
You know,
Sleeping on that title if you don't pick it up.
I guess speaking of, there was a post, and I meant to mention this last week when we recorded, but I forgot. I'm trying to find it now, but it was a post from a listener, Nick, who asked what kind of games are you excited about, like remasters or something, would you like to see? And it was perfect timing because you were mentioning Resident Evil and how excited you guys were about that. So that was kind of there was more to it I think than that. I'll try and find it here in a moment, but yeah, I mean,
off the top of my head, I mean Resident Evil 2, obviously 3
absolutely
would be the next logical choice. Even like, I mean, they wouldn't have to even remake it a la Resident Evil 2. Like, just gloss it, put a high def paint job on there and put it out. Like, I mean, it's the only one we're missing now on the current gen stuff. Yeah. So
we'll never get it, but I think I've said it before. Dead Space would be cool to get a whole 1,
awesome.
2, and 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mass Effect.
It looks all right when you play it with backwards compatibility, but on the
Dead
X,
Space 2, I would love to play that again.
That's so great.
Here, I found it.
So
apparently, there's a really easy way to find it on Facebook. It's just right there. Are you guys anticipating the Medieval remaster remake? That's what his original question was. As part 1.
Yeah, we thought that was coming a long time ago with PlayStation Move. Remember there's
because Medieval
Moves,
like
but I don't think it had anything to do with it.
Pretty cool though.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
It was cool. It was cool.
The other part of it was, I guess I don't know. I'm excited for Medieval. I guess that'll be kind of cool. It's one I wanted to go back and actually play.
My buddy Dennis back in the day, he used to rent that from Blockbuster all the time and play it. I would watch him play it, but I didn't really get into it personally. But I mean, if you're a fan of it, by all means, it looks really cool.
Okay,
it'd be good.
Yeah.
The
other part was further with all these new revivals of old IPs. What would you hope to get a next remake or remaster? So obviously Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 for you.
Like Dead Space, Trilogy.
Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter.
Always.
Yep.
Never gonna get it.
If they remade,
I wonder if they'll touch Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
With
cool
some
to
of the
get those
rumor of the new
remastered.
stuff.
I'd say if this will never ever happen, but if they completely remade the first Warhawk game and then still use the old original FMV between the levels, oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
That'd be pretty cool.
That or probably Jumping Flash too. I like to see remastered. That game was pretty cool.
I would like to see. I just had it when you were talking about
Warhawk.
And then I started talking
FMV,
about Warhawk, but now I'm
Jumping
just like,
Flash. Yeah, okay.
I don't even. I can't. I've still never
Jog
seen
that
Jumping
memory.
Flash. So,
Really?
Yeah.
That was a fun game. You go back to, if you played it back in the day, it was, oh my gosh. You go back to it now, it didn't age very well.
Right.
It's like a platformer, but it's like a first person. You're like this robot bunny, but yeah. Cool game. Cool little franchise.
Yeah.
There was a sequel, I think, as well, that came out for it. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Everyone complains about, there's all these remakes and remasters and all this stuff that they're releasing over and over again.
To play to nostalgia, and people want it.
Yeah, Absolutely.
Crash Bandicoot
sells.
proved that. People bought it.
Right.
And
Very
look at
sold very
Spyro.
well.
Spyro people are super excited for. So
Man, I can't think of the one I was going to say, but that's all right. Seinfeld is my big one, so whatever. I don't know. So you guys been, Mark, you play anything cool that's not Spider-Man?
That's not Spider-Man. Well, Brandon's probably gonna punch me here, but Fortnite has.
I honestly don't care. I play the game on the Switch every once in a while.
Fortnite has
It's
completely
just a
taken.
stupid game.
It has completely taken over my house. Not so much me, but my son.
He's into it.
He's actually
What's PUBG, Dad?
Yeah.
He's actually pretty good.
What's
I
a
watched-
PUBG?
I watch him play, and he's actually pretty decent at it.
Is he gonna go pro? Or are you gonna get him?
Yeah,
you're gonna get him.
pro.
Are you gonna get him?
School, and then
Or are you gonna get him a tutor? Right?
Yeah.
Who was that kid that used to like tutor Halo people?
I don't know.
Like Lil Ninja or something like that. or
Maybe it was
Ninja Baby. I don't know what it was.
Ninja Baby.
But it basically came about because he has an older iPad 3,
Right.
which only goes with like iOS 9.3.4 or something like that.
So he can't play it
He
on
can't play Fortnite on there.
Oh.
So he's
Good thing your mom got her phone upgrades.
he's freaking out. Well, my mother-in-law has a phone he could already play it on. He goes to his house and plays it on her Mac as well.
Yeah.
So he has access or had
Man,
access
she has a better
to it.
computer than me, too?
Yeah, she does.
That game plays
I'm
on-
not sure about her Mac.
that
what
game's
year
on
it is,
Mac?
Well, I
but
can't.
He plays it on Mac.
Maybe
it's
she
on,
loads side loads.
No, it's on Mac.
She's
I
not.
think.
She's not sideloading. I guarantee
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, because I've had that on here, the Epic launcher and everything, but I
Yeah.
could not run Fortnite.
Yeah.
Granted, mine's a late 2012, I
Yeah.
think, early 2013 maybe iMac.
Yeah.
But that means your mom has a way better phone and a way better
My
computer than me.
mother-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so it was like, I guess not a perfect storm, but basically, long story short, my daughter's iPad was dropped and cracked, broken, didn't work. So Sarah bought her an iPad Mini,
So good.
which it's a Mini 3. So it goes up to iOS 11.3, which Fortnite needs to run, but it
Yeah.
won't run on an iPad 3
Yeah,
at all,
you have
period.
to have a 4.
It has to
I
be
think,
4
right?
high.
Yeah.
So he tried downloading Fortnite on that new one. He's freaking out, this, and that, and the other. So Sarah's actually about to buy him another different iPad
Oh my goodness.
and sell the other one.
Can I be your
But this is
child?
how
for a
kids
month?
But
go,
we're
man.
buying all these pre-owned. Like we're getting them for cheap online. They're
Okay.
good. I know where some are on Amazon. Anyway, long story short, he's freaking out. She's about to buy this iPad for whatever amount of money. I'm like, just hold on a second. So I had that old Xbox One kiosk demo system.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I've had it in my closet for like a year, and I took it out. I formatted it. It's a functional system.
And it's a better version of Fortnite.
I hooked it up. It's in the upstairs TV, and I'm like, here you go. Here's Fortnite.
At least you can transfer stuff to the Switch.
And he couldn't believe it. He was just, really? Are you serious?
You should have just held it over his head and been like, "Hey, you're gonna have to do."
Well, now
chores.
Yeah.
he's like, I'll do yard work. I'll do laundry.
Wow.
I'll do this. If I need to earn money to buy currency to buy
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks.
Don't let him
So
do
he's
that.
he bought the battle pass and everything.
Hmm.
So he has Fortnite on that, and he plays it quite a bit, more than he should be. I gave him one of my old
He's
headsets.
going down a
He
very
plays-
dark, deep
He plays
rabbit
with his
hole,
friends. And I've actually joined him a few times on the Switch. And then
Hey,
I'll
the-
play.
the-
It's actually pretty cool on the Switch. It works well.
Yeah, it just
You
runs
know?
at half the frame rate, which is not a huge
it's
deal.
not that bad.
No.
But
And
like-
eventually, I mean, like, if you think about it too, on Xbox One, it started at 30 frames.
Yeah.
And eventually they got it to go smoother. Maybe they'll do it for Switch. It's doubtful, but
So I gave my old Riggs headset. So he's upstairs playing. I'm downstairs on my Xbox One X.
no camo one.
Playing it. Yeah. So we're playing it together. And then Bethany will sometimes jump on my daughter, and she'll play on the Switch with us.
That's cool.
So she's really into it now as well.
Can you split screen in that?
No.
No,
there's
but-
no split screen.
Yeah,
at all.
everyone doing like a big old family
Oh,
party.
you'll play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
On your X.
So Fortnite is, and I downloaded it on PS4 because Jamie wanted to play one night. We never got around to it.
I deleted it off
But-
my PS4 because no one I knew played it.
Well,
on
that's the
there at
thing.
all.
I'm not going to do a lot on PS4. That's
Same with
more-
the H1Z1.
This PS4. You can't really. I'm not going to play it on PC ever.
Yeah.
So I can't take it to my Switch or my Xbox. So I'll play my primary account with him on the Xbox just to have that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I only have Fortnite on my Switch.
yeah.
I think I deleted it off my Xbox One as well because if I'm going to play that something, I'm just gonna play PUBG.
I'm terrible at it, and I was playing the other night on PS4. Just at
It takes some getting used to.
But I was this one guy. I was like maybe 13th place. He actually won around the other night. He was number 1. He got first place. But I was watching this guy play, and he was so good. Like it was just.
It's
oh
ridiculous
my gosh.
watching people just spin in a circle and they made a house.
He's just building, and it's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I said it's fun to play like a match or two, and then after you play 2 matches, you're like, this is really boring. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
So
it can be taxing.
I don't. I'd rather play something else.
I still think it's a little over the top. It's not really my type of game, but I have a little more, I guess.
Yeah.
I have a different appreciation for it now, a little bit.
The concept is cool, but
but I'm not gonna sit there and play it over like Spider-Man or Tomb Raider.
That's
or
I have
like
more.
that.
I have
Even Ghost
more
Recon
important
Online,
and better
stuff like
things
that.
to play in a backlog of games.
Yeah.
Like I could even go back and play Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War and be like,
Let's tell you what, the multiplayer that was in Ghost Recon, I think it was kind of under the radar. It's cool.
It's fun.
Like not just like the co-op, but like the actual competitive stuff.
Yeah.
Really solid.
Yeah, we tried that a few months ago when it first released, and we just got smoked.
Oh, it's tough.
We got smoked like bad. Like it was me, Chris, and Jamie, and we just got almost immediately just dead.
Man, I have not seen. I haven't played Chris. I've talked to him, but I haven't.
The problem
seen him
is all 3 of us always forget to go out of stealth, like hidden mode basically. But we're always texting each other like, "Oh, I'm on."
Why are you always in stealth? Like who's coming after you?
Nobody. Nobody.
Yes, there's some YouTubers.
Sometimes there's at night I'll be watching Netflix, or I just don't want.
Well, that's fair.
People to be like, let's play. I always forget to turn it off.
Yeah.
So Fortnite, and then
I guess I just don't have many people telling me, "Hey, let's play."
Yeah.
Maybe you will not put your gamer tag out there, and then maybe
I am just playing Spider-Man, so they can just.
But
I don't even care.
years ago, though, on the 360 heyday, there was a couple guys that I was intentionally avoiding because I don't want to hear about your dreams anymore.
No.
About
go away,
Proto
Man.
Yeah. Very good. You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
So Fortnite, and then started Jack Ryan. That was
How far are you in?
First 3 episodes.
Cool.
So, I like it.
Yeah,
it's good. I do like that they're giving the bad guy, even though where I'm at right now, we still don't really know his MO, like what he's doing this for.
You don't for a while, I don't think.
But they're kind of fleshing him out, where he's not just like, I'm a terrorist, bang, 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 look at me.
He gets way more screen time than Jack Ryan.
He does
in the middle of that season.
He's really being fleshed out.
Yeah,
absolutely. Which I think is pretty cool. The whole thing with his wife and kids, and that whole side story too. Yeah. So cool show. And then in between that, I've actually just snuck in some Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Of course.
On Xbox One. I have it downloaded. And
can I say something
so
about...
after, 15 years? Was it 20 years now? It's still
and I'm gonna agree.
Game. Amazing.
It is a fantastic game. It is one of the best Castlevanias you can ask for.
Yeah. Yep.
But I really wish people would stop thinking that game has good combat. Because whenever people have like the comparisons of, and I'm gonna be honest, like pretty much every Castlevania does not have great combat. No. Like it's good, it's serviceable, but it's not great, right? It's
jump, whip, and special item.
Yeah, and it's it was like when talking about like Hollow Knight and all this kind of stuff, like all these Metroidvanias, as people like to say. It's funny to me how people are just like, it just doesn't play as good as Symphony of the Night and blah blah. I'm like, but if you think about it, I mean, Symphony of the Night doesn't play great. It's just great about everything else.
Yeah.
Like hitting stuff it's the same as it's always been.
Hitting is there's no satisfaction with it at all. And the jumping even too, it's floaty and it's got a landing weight.
It's either floaty
or it's got some weight to it. Yeah.
It's got some weight for sure.
Where it's like, this could be a little cleaner.
But it is a great game.
That's how it was on PS1 as well.
Like I think Order of Ecclesia is fantastic. It's like probably my personal favorite Igarashi game because I like Shinoa. I like it's kind of like a mix between the Metroidvania style and classic style because you have sectioned levels of that, but they still have exploration.
Yeah.
But it's like that was when the combat got a little better because you could chain 2 glyphs together to have double attacks. So you could be like sword axe or something. Like it added a little bit more nuance to it. But it's still like. The combat's never been like the draw necessarily. It's how like the stiffness of the combat works with the precise platforming and the exploration, and Symphony of the Night just did all that very well.
Yep, it did
very well.
And by the way, too, I did figure out the Xbox Live thing.
Okay.
You were right; it does work.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
If you add a person to the account, anyone
basically-
who's on the family account,
Well, it's not even a family account. It's
Yeah,
two,
it's the eradicated
it's-
family.
That's gone.
Yeah.
It's two separate
but
Xboxes.
that's what replaced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
it was I have gold on my main account.
Yep. And he's a
But
user
then I
under
make
you.
I add my account to his system, made
Yep.
that my home console.
Yep.
Put his account on my system, made that his home console.
Yep.
He then feeds off my live.
That's game sharing.
Yep.
Yeah, he feeds off my Xbox Live Gold and all my games. It's just I didn't even know Gold worked for that.
Right.
So now your son should have every game on that Xbox, right?
He downloaded Forza. He'll never play it,
He should.
but he downloaded some Sonic games from Xbox Live Arcade. I got and I
Forza
got,
4. I forgot about that. It's coming in a month.
yeah, I got
somewhere.
Horizon 3 on there. So
Yeah, that's so good.
yeah, and he keeps saying like, because right now I've got like a 1 month trial I've had like just stashed away forever. And
We got 12 months.
I know I haven't used it yet, but we need more live. We gotta get it expires on October 1st, and like we've got time.
okay.
Don't worry. But
Yeah.
I good call, man.
Yeah.
You're right. So
Should have a Game Pass too, unless you didn't ever use it.
that's my code.
You
It's-
should.
It's somewhere
because I mean they,
he would
they added a
get,
couple of
Mine's
things
out.
on there.
he would
Mine.
get that too, then, right?
Mhm.
Because it's the same type of
I
thing.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine.
I'm kind of sad I used mine for Sea of Thieves
Mm.
because like, well, I didn't like this.
Was
that
that a 1
much.
year or 6 month that we got?
It was a
One
full year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not
Yeah,
like
so-
Microsoft's gonna put anything out that's exclusive in the next couple months. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't buy a
Yeah, but-
PS4. There's no games.
For
on
this
it.
one, it's like they just added Quantum Break, and they're adding a couple other ones that I've been meaning to play. But
I already have
just
that
having that Vermintide 2 on there and stuff, like it's like third-party stuff that I'm more excited about, I guess. But there's
Yeah.
some cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
It rotates, but whatever.
Outside of that, I mean, we'll get the Spider-Man eventually.
Yeah, I
I'm
figure
there's
we'll
a
knock the
round,
other
a
one
round
out.
table, but yeah, just now waiting for Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
But
Wait,
Spider-Man,
Wednesday.
Tomb Raider. If
It's on Wednesday?
if you reserve the Croft edition with the season pass,
Oh.
you get it on the 12th
Fair enough.
versus the 14th.
Okay.
So
Brandon?
that means
Anything
going into
that's
work on my
not,
day off to get it, but
Oh, it's
we'll
okay.
see.
You'll live. Anything that's not web slinging?
Yeah, Battlefield 1. I've still been playing that. I
Heck
think
yeah.
I dabble in that game every once in a while. I just
Same
get
here.
on there and play. And like we were talking about, I mean, they've done so much for that game that's like revitalized it, made all the classes feel good to play.
And I still, like we were saying earlier, I don't understand how people think that game is like a huge low point for that
Yeah,
series. It
no.
is so good.
Like we'll even get into it when we talk about the beta for 5. I don't know. I still feel like 1 just plays
Yeah.
a little better. Dead Cells a little bit. I still can't get past that first boss, but
Can I be a negative Nancy
just a
again?
sliver. Sure.
I like Dead Cells. I think it's good.
Mm.
I don't understand why people think it's so freaking amazing.
I put it in like the middle. It's not
Right.
amazing by any means. It's a good game. I'm very happy that I picked it up and I can play it. I just the frame rate on the Switch is pretty bad. I'm getting
doesn't bother
kind
me
of
too much.
bored of playing like the roguelike light.
Yeah.
Like give me a section where I can just like cuz after I beat that first boss, if you obviously can't save. You're like I got to go through this again.
Yep, you have to beat the entire game in one
run.
And I found out
so.
that's the true. For me, I guess that's part of the. Maybe eventually
Well,
I'll
the
get
fun
there,
of
but I
it,
feel
but-
like the. What would you call this? I guess, but the. Like if you play Sheer and the Wanderer, which is like a big one of those style of games where you don't have to beat the game all in one run, but you sort of do. But you will say like you'll get a sword and you'll get to the next town, you upgrade that sword to +5. You play through another run, you upgrade it again, but then you leave it behind and then start another run because then when you die and you start at the beginning and then you go through these dungeons and you get back there, oh, now I have materials to make this +10 sword a +20 sword. So like you're seeing progress happen more exponentially, where I feel like in Dead Cells that's taking too long.
It is. Yeah.
And even in, I kind of feel that way about Enter the Gungeon as well. Like Enter the Gungeon is another game where you have to beat that all in one go. But there's nothing that's like a persistent character progression like Rogue Legacy, where it's like, okay, you've made it so you have more hit points now, or you've made it where you have this now. It's like, nope, start from scratch. And
Right. That's what Binding of Isaac did too.
Yeah.
Binding of Isaac, I don't even think gave you like upgrades that you kept throughout the game, except for maybe the costumes later on when you got
Maybe.
different characters. But yeah,
But it is fun. Like it controls
Yeah.
well, it plays great. It's really fast and fluid, but I don't know. Like it hasn't hooked me like the world, I guess.
Right. I think it's good to have on the Switch because I've heard other people say, "Oh, I bought it on the PS4 and it doesn't have any problems with the frame rate," but it's nice to pick up and play.
Yeah, for me, it's like you hit a run, and I'm like, cool. I'll come back to this later.
Yep.
I forgot where I saw the stat somewhere just the last week, but the Switch version is outselling PS4 4-1.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a big difference.
Crazy.
Hopefully they get on fixing it. They said they were working on it.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I think the portability aspect has a lot to do with that too. Because again,
It's why I held
Take it
off on
with you
buying
and-
Dragon Quest XI
Yeah.
because I know, well, one, Octopath Traveler, two, I know I'll put more time into that being portable than I will on my PS4.
yeah, for sure.
still watching some Castle Rock. I got through Cobra Kai so quick, obviously, because we were gone.
Yeah.
Castle Rock is taking a little bit longer, and the episodes I think are an hour instead of an hour and a half or a half an hour. And then Eric had to make the comment that I had a question for him, and I don't think it was more of a question. It was just like, I know Eric's gonna hate this that I said that Cobra Kai was kind of disappointing. We'll address that because I know I told him.
Shields up.
Yeah, because I was just like, I'm gonna hear, and I'm watching some of The Office. But again, The Office is one of those things I put on when I'm like just playing on the iPad and doing other stuff. Like I'm not really paying attention, but it's super funny.
That's to me is right now that's Brooklyn Nine-Nine for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I just like right now I have to take baths. I don't have a shower at the moment, so I'm taking little baths.
Yeah.
And I just have my iPad sitting next to the tub, just watching
Right.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine or
Got a
something.
little candle, and some chocolate,
I just the
glass
last
of wine.
last episode I just watched is when Michael Scott like thinks he's gonna take that girl home, like on a date.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
The
yeah.
purse girl.
First girl.
Yeah.
You're super early on then.
Oh yeah.
I just started season 8, and
I just love how awkward that show is.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh,
like they don't
it's
explain to
so
you at the
cringy.
beginning that they're like they're being filmed.
yeah,
So like they always like look at the camera,
Mhm.
like and kind of pause and like.
yeah,
I like that.
And then later on they reveal that like they know they're being taped.
yeah.
I
So,
like too that episode is called Hot Girl.
Yeah.
So ridiculous, and it's Amy Adams.
Yeah.
just so crazy too.
So I don't know.
I remember seeing her in like some big role, and I was like, "Hey, that's that chick from The Office."
Yeah, Jim got to date her, so
Yeah, there you go. Jim gets a date all the hotties.
yeah, and now he's saving the world in Jack Ryan. So
Yeah.
that'd be funny. Like, and Jack Ryan is actually revealed it's actually Jim Halpert. That'd be so cool.
Anything else though for you, sir? Or,
Oh, that's it.
no. So then,
Have you started? You started to play Spider-Man. Okay.
Well, yeah. He said other than Spider-Man.
Okay, I just didn't know if you.
No, yeah.
played it. Okay.
but no. So I don't know if I explained it super well to you, Mark, earlier, but for me, it's like when that game starts, it's like just panning around his apartment and stuff, and it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But then it's like he's like, "Oh, what Fisk?" And then the music starts going like this little punk rock music, and then he dives out the window, and it's like, "By the way, hit R2 to swing." I'm like, "Oh!" I had this audible like, "Oh, this is so good."
Oh, yeah.
Like to myself.
Well, that's actually I'll intentionally, if I'm swinging around, I'll stop and just perch somewhere, let the music stop,
Oh, singing the
and then just it's quiet. You just hear the city sounds, hear the honking horns and the sirens. I'll just start diving off a building. I'll start swinging again. The music starts back up a crescendo. It's so good. It's so satisfying.
I just love the energy that came out of the gate in the game, and it was cool because you're going into like a big moment that sets the tone for the entire
and
game.
The whole first the tutorial level basically is hey, let's go get. I mean, I'm not sure how much we can really say. That's a spoiler or not.
I think everyone knows at the beginning of that game is all about Wilson Fisk.
With Fisk.
I mean, it was in like original trailers and whatnot. So, but man, I don't know if you guys were instantly like the web sling is perfect or not. I wasn't, honestly.
I think it felt really good. I was under the impression, I don't know why, that you could actually specify
what point, and
where
you
you wanted
can
to actually, hey, this building
There's
here,
little
this building here.
circles.
You sort of can.
I mean, you can, like, if you're moving while you're swinging and you're
Yeah.
in a general vicinity, but you can't actually like pinpoint where you want it to go.
That'd be a lot
But
of work.
It would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But you can
like
though, like
third-person
like
shooter
those
style.
little not waypoints, but the little circles.
Circles.
You
Yeah.
can do the R2 L2 and just
To
yeah, right over to it. So
Well, see, and that was
that's
like
more precision based.
that was kind of the thing for me was like I've played like every Spider-Man game that's come out almost. I don't want to say that because someone will call me out, I'm sure. But
You can play this game on a Game Boy Advance.
I did play those on the
Spider-Man?
Game Boy Advance, actually. The Mysterio's Menace. That was
Right.
mediocre. No, so there was like a moment where, there's muscle memory to me in web slinging. And just how it feels, the speed of it. And like for me, I wanted to hold down X to charge my swing at the pendulum and release it to shoot off of it. And that's not how this game works. You tap it to jump off of it at that moment. So your momentum comes specifically with everything else, not you charging a swing. And then it was like, oh, in other games, they streamlined it to you tap the swing button and he web zips, but now it's on X. So it was just like, I felt like, man, seems like they're overcomplicating or something or blah. And then once you kind of start getting into the swing of things.
Oh, hey now.
Gosh. So once you start getting into it, though, you realize there's a reason for it because of just how everything starts coming together. Like you do the web zip and you press X to leap off and keep your momentum. And you and like, it's like, you are holding R2 like Assassin's Creed style for parkouring and all that kind of stuff.
Parkour. I did that when they taught you in the tutorial how to parkour. I was like, parkour.
The fist building. Yeah.
But but it's that thing where it's like, well, you don't want to have to overthink this stuff because he has been Spider-Man for 8 years. So you want to hold R2 while you're running on a building and not have to think, it's hit this button to attach to it, hit this one to run, hit this one to do this. Like sometimes it's 3 buttons to run on stuff and some of those old ones. But then it's like, just hold circle and he'll zip around the corner and the camera will come with you. So like they really fine-tuned it. And man, the weight on the swing, and I honestly like that they slowed it down from older games because it feels right. It feels really on point.
There is one thing about web slinging in that game that is annoying. If you're on the ground, you have to jump and then hold R2.
I agree.
Yeah. Shouldn't you be able to just hold R2 and you just shoot and he goes? Because Spider-Man shouldn't have to jump to go. Well, he should just go.
That was like the thing when they had the one of the original trailers or something like that, where and it was just the beginning cutscene where he like zip 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 and then like kind of pulls himself up a little bit and then swings. But I will.
You shouldn't have to jump. I'm like, why do I have to press X before I hit
upgrade later
R2?
on, maybe? Or
that would be a crappy unlock.
The way the mechanic works on the engine or whatever. He has to be off the ground for it to register. Maybe.
I think it's so that it doesn't confuse some stuff with combat too, because you can jump to do certain things in combat.
But R2 you never hit unless you're swinging. So that's why I say you should be able to just pull R2.
R2 is your sprint though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it'll be like you parkouring over something,
they just hit
or
click to sprint.
Yeah,
come on, guys.
Yeah, well, because click to perch, right? But no, so like
that's this whole game. We're talking about this. This whole game has way too many things to
side
press.
Activities
or things to press, like even control. Like you said, there's 2 buttons for combat. There's a dodge. There's a jump. There's a perch button. There's a swing button. Like
there are a lot of different things going on.
You're like you're looking at the controller, like, wow, there's a lot of things I got to use on this thing. And again, that's video games in general. So I guess I shouldn't whatever. But
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, once it like clicks, like for me, early on, like combat was like. I was just kind of mashing square. You
kind of like fumble around with it a little bit. Then it's like, it's just like Arkham, and then you realize, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. And that's how I tried to initially play was like Arkham. But once you're like, not the brute, is it the brute, the heavy, whatever he's called, the big thug
the big guys.
Yeah,
brutes. They require this. You have to web them, or these guys with the pipes require this. You know,
so slide under
slide. I love that slide.
Mm-hmm.
You just got the spidey sense. You tap circle. He just slides under the feet and bam.
And it is kind of a thing, though, where, like Arkham, and I will say, this game does borrow a lot more from Arkham than
it does.
I would have thought.
It does.
But really, it borrows more from open-world games than I thought, too.
Yeah.
But like Arkham, like when you had shielded guys, when you were Batman, you had to jump over them. But now it's like slide under them, you know? So it has similarities. But the way he moves in combat and the way that you kind of manage your stuff, like you're juggling yourself around to just wipe out everyone. And once that starts clicking, like I got the ability to web swing kick a guy.
Yeah, I got that.
And then you could, so one of my favorite things to do is like you launch a guy, you punch him, you web kick him to a building and then shoot the impact web. And then he gets stuck to the wall and he's done. You don't have to fight him anymore.
Yep.
I like knocking dudes off the side of buildings.
Yeah.
Just doing the square attack and just, and then they
Yeah,
they're
that
gone.
first construction site you go to, the first construction fight. I was doing a lot of that.
Oh yeah, just knocking
Bam,
them
Do
off.
you
bam,
guys
just- yeah.
do you guys ever click R3 so you can see your bonus objectives in fights?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought, like, I was like, holy crap, they're just letting Spider-Man murder people. But they actually, if you watch them fall, there's a web zip line that catches them and zips them to a building.
I like
who
the
put that
animation when
there?
they're like stuck to stuff and they're just twitching.
Yeah.
And
You hear
I'm
him like,
yeah, it's great.
I was actually playing this afternoon. I did that. It was outside some just a side robbery thing,
Yeah.
and I just webbed what is the web to the wall? What's that called? Just impact web.
well, yeah, the impact
Yeah.
ones where you only get like 3 shots.
Yeah.
But it like knocks them back
and
too.
it'll stick them to the wall if they're.
But you
close
can
enough
do
to
it with the little
wall.
ones too. Like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
web a guy up with the little one, then kick him
Yeah.
into a wall, they'll stick.
But he was like just stuck to the wall. I was just shooting the web at him and stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like slinging trash cans at him, and he was just like on the wall. And
I kind of.
that's
It's kind of disappointing that you can't web people. Like I know it's
Like,
the
you
whole
mean-
Grand Theft Auto thing, because like you can't kick them either.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah, but
civilians
when you
on the
try
street.
to, he just like gives him one of those like
Yeah.
finger guns.
Yeah,
or,
they're
a
like,
thumbs
hey,
up. I fist bumped a guy.
nice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's got. I mean, that would be a cool a touch again. I mean, I know you're Spider-Man. You're supposed to be good, and you're not supposed to web up people. But
Yeah.
I was like, you should be able to. Just, psh. What are you
I don't,
doing?
like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Because
What are you
some
doing,
of those
Spidey?
pedestrians, the NPCs, will.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't like you.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
My
Well, 'cause
brother
I
worked
think-
for Fisk. Now he's unemployed. And like,
Yeah, I heard that one actually
Okay.
just today.
Because it's that whole like Batman, like in the Batman lore, where like people hate the Batman.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure
Or
This
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man's really in
been
favor
out
of
long
Spider-Man
enough.
in this game. They're like, no way, Jonah, he's the best.
Even though like, some cops I've encountered too, it's like, hey man, we don't need you. We've got this.
Yeah.
You know, like they're basically against him because
Mm-hmm.
they're taking not their jobs, but he's making them look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
At the beginning of the game, he's Spider Cop,
Yeah. Spider Cop.
Officer Spider Cop. Here.
I can't believe how many people I've seen complain about the dialogue being cheesy and bad, and I was like,
Spider-Man's always been
that's-
cheesy.
That's
and
exactly
bad.
how.
that's
yeah,
what you want
that's
out
what
of
it is.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Better or worse.
Yeah, like we were talking about, I think this game, for me, when I was playing it and all these collectibles and these take a picture here and do this thing,
And they throw it at you all at once.
Assassin's Creed popped into my head, and I'm
Yep.
like, man, like I like Assassin's Creed games, but I do not like doing all those
One of my
chests and all this other stuff. I'm like, I just want to play this game.
One of my first thoughts when that stuff started popping up was, what's going to be the flag thing for Mark here? What strategy guide is he going to buy to find
We're
him?
not doing
Yeah.
that again.
No, all
Because
those
There's
stuff's
the
pretty
there's the
easy,
perch to,
I mean, once you
to view.
yeah, once you
Yeah.
unlock the towers and it shows you for like 5 minutes on the screen where everything.
though. I hit circle on
You
every
hit
single one of
circle,
those.
yeah.
you just-
I skipped them.
Well-
I was like, it's just going to be a pan view of the city. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see that.
And the one thing I like, and I don't know if you guys have seen this in it, but it lets you set it up at the beginning of the game, but you can change it later, is you can skip the puzzles. You can
Yeah.
skip those stupid wavelength things in the accessibility
dream.
menu.
You can skip those. I was gonna say though, to touch on that, I'm a big.
I don't,
I
it
guess,
probably takes
probably
away trophy
a big
support.
dork,
maybe.
but the little mini games in Octo's lab.
Yeah, the pipe dream
I
things are
love-
You'll be
cool.
doing that a lot
love
more.
Doing those,
Oh.
I love them.
Because they're like part of bomb threats and stuff too.
Yeah.
They get more
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure they do,
matching
but
the
I love that
wavelength
stuff.
things in the towers. I was like, this
I
is,
just
this
sit there and
is
swing the
dumb.
sticks until it goes.
Yeah,
until
but
it
I
turns
just
green.
I just skip. You can go into the menu and
So
do
if
the
you skip it,
accessibility option.
it will still unlock the tower.
Yep.
It's just a button
hit
press,
right.
like an optional.
Yeah, just hit right.
Oh,
R1.
okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, because I was like, this, not that it takes up time, but it's just something I was
It's
like, this is
useless.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it feels
useless.
like it's just added in there for like to waste time.
Is it under like?
Accessibility options.
Okay, all right, cool.
Because you can take away
Yeah,
quick
there's a
time
few.
events too.
I haven't messed around with that at all.
Every game that allows me to turn, yeah, you could have a no fail state for QuickTime events, which is nice. But
Yep.
for me, the biggest thing, and Last of Us was the first time I remember starting this. Anything that's like you have to tap square like crazy, I just hold the button down
Right.
because I hate tapping stuff when it's just like, oh, stop the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
gives
just
you
going
that-
nuts
makes
because
you-
like it's a tight window.
Makes
on
you
it.
feel like you're in
Really
that
stop
moment.
it. Yeah.
That's why I don't like those, because like with the car thing, when the car thief is getting away and you got
Mm-hmm.
to stop it, like this. I mean, I didn't even know it was coming. All of a sudden, the square pops up and it's like,
And you're
oh,
tap, tap,
oh,
tap, tap.
oh, and I
Oh.
got, and then I failed it.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed this. I want to go back to the web slinging for a second because one, I want to say Web of Shadows did this thing that apparently no other Spider-Man game thought was a good idea, but it's the best idea. If you were standing on the ground not moving and you tap, because this was like their web zip was tapping the R trigger. If you tap it while not moving, and even when you're mid swing, if you like don't push forward on the stick or something and tap it, he does a web zip straight up in the air. And that was what I always did for like getting ready to launch. I would like web zip one and then swing.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I really wish this game had that.
And
but
you can just do the fast X to like go fast to the next thing, but you can't. I mean, and you can do the doubles to a point, but
but
there's not really an easy way to get yourself a lot.
Yeah, it's always see like some sort of like I always go to a light pole and just like web zip, bounce off, and then go. Because I mean, I guess that's the only way I could do it.
Right.
Or you can, if you're diving off, you keep holding R2 to get actually momentum, like speed, as he's dropping, and then you get a big swing that way too.
Yeah, but I mean, well, just like off the ground though.
Oh,
that's
okay. Okay.
I do that. I for the longest time I thought you had to hold the click in to dive. I was like, oh, you just have to click it. This is so much better.
Yeah, R3.
But no, the other thing is the voice acting. The lines for Spider-Man are all recorded twice. Do you guys notice that? So if you're say you're on the phone with someone, and I actually retweeted this on Twitter, so we could find it if you want. But say like you have a conversation, and apparently, gosh, my conversations are always, man, I really like cake. If you're just sitting there or you're not doing anything, you'd be like, I really like cake. If you're web swinging around and that pops up, he's like, I really like cake. Like
he's like working,
exerting,
like
yeah,
he's exerting it, yeah.
And
I've noticed
they
that.
actually did that. Like they came out and said, yeah, we recorded every line twice for him.
Yep.
And I thought, man, that's so cool because even in like conversation, like if you started on a building and you're getting the call and he's speaking normal, then you start swinging around. The next time the line pops up, he's saying it the different way, and I was like, man, that's awesome.
That happened the other night when Lee, Mr. Negative, he called. Well,
what?
Like,
spoiler! Oh, it was in the reveal.
I know, it's a reveal. When he called about the cake for Aunt May's party, and he was just all of a sudden he's like panting while he's talking. It was really cool little touch. Yeah,
really, really neat. Plus the animations on the swinging, I just gotta say, like that sells everything to me. It's so good. Yeah. I will complain about one thing. I wish sometimes when you're leaning at a building and he's shooting the one on his left, why are you using your right hand? Stop it. You're making your web swings look weird. That's all.
How far, I mean, I guess if you...
I don't have a good way to say it without spoilers, I guess, but I've
there's
spent most of my time just
completion
swinging
amount,
around.
but that doesn't tell you much.
Yeah.
I think I'm 6% complete.
I think I'm around 10 or 12. Maybe a little more than that.
But I've only played it, like, I think today and a little bit last night.
Let me ask you guys this. Have you, well, you haven't, I'm sure, but Mark, have you met Miles?
Not yet.
Okay, so I'm further than you then.
I've not met, but I've encountered Mary Jane.
Oh, okay.
For the first, like the main first time.
Where you take control?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is really cool. I like that.
Yeah, that was neat.
I just got the phone call about the cake.
Okay. Well,
So
you're
that's where
not.
I'm
You're
at.
not, because that mission after that is when you actually, I think,
Okay.
is that the next main one is where you meet her
Yeah, I just got the phone call from him about having to get the cake. I'm like, are they really gonna make this so I gotta like web sling a cake somewhere?
Oh no.
You gotta get there real
you go to the
fast.
building and he changes clothes. And
Okay. You gotta get
Speaking
there
of
super
that,
fast.
there is actually, I think one of the backpacks I found had something about the pizza joint, and he actually made mention of, man, I really thought like web slinging around with pizzas would have made this go a lot faster. But it really just made the pizza worse. Yeah. I was like, what a neat callback.
Speaking of which, too, that pizza shop cameo was really cool.
Is that?
I don't want to say it, but
I don't know if should I have seen this? Is it?
Oh, if you're past where I'm at, yeah, you've seen it, because that's why I texted you.
Oh, the cameo. Sorry, no, I got it. I was trying to think
you
like
were my
pizza
favorite
place?
to see together.
Yeah.
Because at first you just see like a side shot. You're like, oh my gosh, like that's really cool. So
yeah.
I'm glad they did that.
I will say though, because Brandon and I were talking about this. Do not spend your time just walking around doing side missions. It's almost best to just kind of go do stuff and maybe hit some stuff on your way there, because there's so much happening. You don't really need to go out of your way to get this stuff. Like I have so many tokens from things, just doing things on the way, that I can get all the upgrades and stuff that I need at all times.
That's so are you pursuing more like the cop, like the police,
like
island things, or just like what are you going after?
If it pops
sidewise?
If it pops up, I go to it.
Okay.
If
like
not,
on your way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like people will probably go hunt down the backpacks right away so they can get the homecoming beginner suit. I think it's a little red hoodie or whatever. But outside of that and like the neat little stuff that he says about every item he finds,
I think it's
there's not like a reason.
yeah.
You don't feel the need to it, because you will come across that stuff so often just going somewhere that you'll find most of it just playing the game.
My thing is just the towers. I've been unlocking all of like the radio
first
tower
thing I did.
things.
I was like, I just want the map, and this is stupid.
I'm actually pretty impressed with how. I mean, it's not, of course, a 1-to-1 map, but it's a pretty
it's
realistic.
really nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's no 9/11 memorial, stuff like that. But I mean, the Freedom Tower's in there, and Empire and Avengers Towers in the game. And
You were just at Radio City Hall.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Today?
There's
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Madison Square Garden's in there. It's none of it's named, of course.
Right.
But
Radio City Hall was named.
Yeah,
I
that
think.
one was named.
was it? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Even like the NYPD, it's just like a generic badge. It says like New York something. I don't know, like New York something like that. I don't know what it was.
Did you guys see that this guy wanted to propose to his woman?
Yeah.
Did you see that? So
I saw that.
He wanted to propose to his woman.
Like, this is real life, not in the game.
Yeah, in real life. And he got Insomniac to actually add it in the game, like right on the movie theater
It was a movie
thing,
theater
right?
marquee.
Yeah.
It said, like, Madison, will you marry me?
And it's like, what, 2 weeks before the game comes out, she dumps him for his brother.
Yep.
Oh my goodness! Woo! Day one patch.
I hope they patch that
Right.
out. That would be so embarrassing.
How many of the other girls named Madison are going to play this game and be like, oh my gosh, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I went into this game like, hey, I'll play this. This will be a holdover until next week.
Yeah, for Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, and I was playing even this afternoon, and I just had some time to play it, and like, man,
It's good.
it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But it's almost, I was thinking, like, this is going to be hard to put down to play Tomb Raider, so.
There's some stuff I wish, and it's so hard when you do an open world game that focuses on certain things, but like, sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, could you just jump off the wall, please?
Yeah.
Or just like some of the structure of mission stuff is like, but it's like those missions where there was a mission where actually it was probably part of the 5th thing where I had to protect. Yeah, you had to protect all the people, and you're on that construction site.
Yeah,
that was super rad because it was this giant building being constructed with all these cranes. And you're just swinging around this building, kicking dudes off of it.
Yep.
That's when I think those missions are really fun. When it's like, use your creativity and do this.
Yeah.
Another thing I just thought of is that during combat, is there a lock-on feature for certain people? Because I don't think there is.
No, I don't
Okay,
think
so the camera controls can feel kind of wonky sometimes.
Sometimes they get bad.
Because you're attacking a guy that's out of your view, and I'm just like, again, I know there's so many buttons already, but the whole Dark Souls click to lock on and then be able to like press your directional to do different things. Because I'm like, I want a web. When I'm shooting a web, I want to get the guy who's shooting at me with a gun, so he stops shooting at me.
Well, I guess you
and
could
kick this guy right here.
You
and
could
then
L2.
Because
it
will
slow-mo.
show,
Yeah.
like you can slow-mo it too a little bit. But sometimes the camera does have a hard time kind of keeping up.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff off screen when you're fighting some of these people, especially
Like you're
later on
getting
when you're getting
shot
snipers on a different building and you're fighting on another building. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other thing was very small, and we won't talk about it in depth because the whole internet freaked out about it. Well, the graphics aren't as like amazing as what I thought they were gonna be. There's times in the game.
Again, it's one of those games too that looks way better during the night.
Oh, sure.
Scenes.
But
I think,
during the day,
I thought
it
like
looks,
the sunset, like in the beginning, looked great, and the normal day looked amazing.
Like the photo mode's cool, or like that looks really pretty, and you're like, that's really. But when you're just playing it and you're like kind of close to the ground, like we were talking about, it's kind of like these people don't look very good.
Some of that, like some of the scenery, like the trees especially on the ground, remind me of like the old GTA 4 look.
Yeah,
like, the kind of like
they're not
a little bit.
They're kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
And
right.
It was a certain aesthetic that they use in GTA 4, but it reminds me
because
a lot
there's
of
probably so much they have to load in that it can't be
absolutely.
like, oh, every leaf in this this
Well, I was gonna
tree
say,
is an
too,
actual item. Like it's
the,
blowing in the wind.
There's a I don't know, maybe check this out too, but in the options there's a thing to turn off. I forget what it's called, but like the game by default blurs everything out in your periphery.
There's motion blur. There's
but
like
it's
the
like
film grain.
I think
occlusion or something. I don't know, but
it's like it's like the second option under visual settings. Yeah.
So that could be part of it. But I agree that I think once you get down with the people, it's impressive that all of it's there, but it's not like going to blow you away. But I think the view of the city and like Spider-Man's character model looks amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the people are I think it's just the design of the people I don't like. Like Peter looks fine, Mary Jane looks fine. But like I thought Norman Osborn looked terrible. Like, just what's up with that haircut? That's what I want to know.
I haven't seen him yet, so.
Yeah, you'll see.
But like
him.
if you go, like say you go to the very top, the needle top of the Empire State Building, there's like no cars or anything down. There's just like empty streets.
I will say though, I saw this on Twitter. There was a guy who showed off like an event will happen, just a random thing that's going on in the city, like a paramedic or something stops because of a car accident or whatever. That the people react to this stuff like super well.
Yeah, they do.
And like the way the weather hits, you'll see people like throw up their umbrellas and start walking away, or they'll, like they respond to the living world around them.
Right.
And that scene was like stayed there. It like lives in the memory, and like the cars like park in the traffic and stuff, and they don't move until like you're gone for a while. Because like he swung out of the area and came back, and was even just it was the Digital Foundry thing actually. They were showing that off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's kind of impressive.
That's why I
them
said like a
to get
game
that.
of this scale, I'm not gonna complain.
You can't.
Right.
You can't pick
Right.
because it's still very, very impressive. It's still a very good looking game.
It's an amazing looking game.
Right,
Yeah,
it is.
but
It is.
yeah, I'm sure like some of your expectations were probably a little higher at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We're talking about comparing it to Infamous Second Son, because same company, kind of.
I bet you going back to Infamous, the buildings and stuff probably won't look as good
Probably
as
not.
that. Like,
I just remember like particle effects being really good looking in that game.
Do you have it like fired up? Is it
characters.
easy to load up at some like
Spider-Man,
before
or?
I go? Because I kind of want to see it in 4K on a Pro.
oh, you got to see with that HDR.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
kind of curious to see what it looks like. So
No, yeah, I can.
because
I
on the
can-
base PS4, it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And IGN last week had a comparison video, and obviously if you're not watching the proper display, or it didn't look like, whoa, like a huge night
Too
and day
big of a
difference.
difference.
Right.
You could definitely see it was a little sharper and cleaner on the Pro, but I'm just kind of curious to see what it looks like.
Oh,
So
fire it up.
yeah, it'll be
I will
fun.
say though, I remember when they first showed off that Spider-Man, I thought, man, that white looks stupid. And I kind of think it's one of the best looking costumes now
like
that I'm like
on
seeing
the
it more.
suit?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
new
it looks
suit looks
awesome.
awesome.
Looks
Yeah,
super
it looks really
good.
good.
I was like, that.
I wish there was a little bit more
That's
boot.
cool.
Like his
But-
like his feet, like with the white stripes on there, like it looks
Yeah.
kind of like he has sneakers on, but
They're
And that's
they're
kinda what they were
Nikes,
going
Mark.
for.
yeah, but like but so they did it.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice your girlfriend.
You have to. But no,
As a man.
the only thing I don't like about it is the web or the red rather on his thigh, because it just looks like a really big pocket or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the
But
new suit
everything else
looks
looks really cool.
Mm.
And I will say though, I like swinging around as the Homecoming one too. The Homecoming one looks really good in motion, and Scarlet Spider I haven't seen outside of the rain, so it just looks really wet and weird. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Spider-Man's really good. I'm super stoked to play more, and apparently this game is setting up a sequel. That's what I've heard. Like the end credit scene is good. I don't know. We'll see.
Could this win?
Is a contender for a game of the
Could
year?
this win
for
Game
you,
of the
Eddie?
Year?
That's gonna be tough, man.
I don't
I
think
think it's
so.
going to be either
Like
God
Red
of
Dead.
War,
God of War, Red Dead, for sure.
God of War, Red Dead, or Spider-Man will be the top probably 3 contenders.
You might be right.
I mean, what else really? Like Far Cry, but I thought that would be.
I don't think Far Cry would.
No.
I think out of
I'm
those
trying to
3,
think.
I mean, maybe someone might throw Smash in there, but I think those 3 titles will be the top ones you'll have to choose from for Game of the Year.
What came out at the beginning of this year?
Far Cry and
God of War.
God of War was April.
that was,
April.
yeah.
Let's just begin.
Yeah.
It's 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, well, Octopath might be in there. I don't know.
Octopath could be.
I
in
don't
that
think it'll
conversation.
be
We'll
Game
see.
of the Year. I think it's an awesome game, but
Best
RPG of
RPG,
the
best
year,
RPG.
yeah. But it's just,
I still think Red Dead will take it.
that's
so.
the
Red
fear
Dead will
with
take
Red
it.
Dead that I have is that people are expecting this action Grand Theft Auto grandioso style game, and it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So please go into it thinking like this game is going to be all about the environment that you go into.
Yeah.
It's not going to be action. It'll have some action.
LA
in
Noire
it.
all over
Yeah.
again.
I don't think
GTA.
not that bad.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I don't think
no,
it'll be
it wasn't
that
supposed
bad,
to be
but
GTA. It never was like
we
GTA.
won't go off
But
on
it
that
says
tangent,
Rockstar right on the package.
because we talked about it already. But
I think enough people know. They
I
know,
know.
the lineage. They know the pedigree. They know the name Red Dead.
I know-
They know what to expect.
I know the storm is a brewing on the internet, Mark, and trust me.
Well, that's the thing though. Like if you people know Red Dead Redemption, right?
Yeah.
And Red Dead Redemption's a more action-packed game than Grand Theft Auto, I would say. Just like with all the gun fights and shootouts
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean, obviously not with everything else. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is introducing so many other layers that could, people who are like, yeah, GTA, I don't want to do this stupid crap.
I don't want to hunt.
Yeah, like I don't want to build my camp up, bring supplies back to them, and contribute to a society.
I want to go shoot sheriffs.
Yeah,
and find saloon girls
and play the finger sword knife thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall.
We shall.
Anything else you guys want to mention before we take a quick break here?
Spider-Man, pick it up.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
I agree.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll take this little break here, and we'll get into some news. All right, and we are back. I didn't talk about the other 2 games I played, come to think of it. But screw it, we'll put it in part of the news. So, Battlefield 5, we were talking about earlier.
There you go.
The beta's out. It's open. It's still going on. I don't know when it ends. Hopefully, it's still going by the time you hear this. I personally like it. I think I like it more than Battlefield 1.
Ooh.
And I know Brandon's not in the same boat.
That's a tall order right there.
And we talked about it a little bit, but like what's throwing you off that you don't like as much? You were talking mechanics.
Right. I think that since you played Bad Company before, it has a lot of things that borrow from that. And I think the roles are different. Like if you're a medic, the mechanics are different than what it was before. Mm-hmm. It wasn't switch to your syringe and heal, drop a med pack kind of thing. Yeah. I think it was a little bit more. There's more to it than that. I think the guns feel a little bit different. Obviously, it's World War II, so they're different style weapons. But
see, and I like the guns so far. Okay. I only played with the sniper just to see it.
And sniper was pretty trash.
I'm bad with snipers, but like the machine gun felt really good. I'm kind of sad. It shows you like the MP40 and all that kind of stuff, but I can't unlock it.
Okay.
Is that?
I don't know. Okay. I haven't played it enough. I think you've probably played more than I have.
Okay. It shows all those items, but I like 4 guns a class, and I couldn't unlock anything.
Yeah.
So.
It just plays different than Battlefield 1. Like just the way that it looks too. And I'm like, there's no spotting mechanic for all classes. You have to spot. I think it's just like
and that's
you're
the
talking
Bad
about.
Company 2 thing. Yeah. You're referencing.
I think it's you start to get more team play when the whole team can spot. I mean, I think I think in Battlefield 1, certain classes can only spot at certain distances.
Yeah.
You can have like a spotting glass that I think you can spot farther. So there's that.
I was going to say too, with the spotting though, like in this one you can at least like still point out an area, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's a different thing because I think in Bad Company, and I think that's how it's going to be in Battlefield 5, is like the sniper would have a spotting scope that's targeted on there.
And I'd have to see more maps in 5, but it just feels like
I saw like 3 of them.
I think Battlefield 1's maps are cleaner as well.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just that.
Probably just different, and you know it is a beta too, I guess. So that's something.
We'll see. It just feels different.
It does,
and I don't like it. No, I was kidding.
How dare they change it?
It feels different, and I don't like it.
Well, and the thing they put in it was the Tides of War, so that's their. And I didn't realize how this really worked out until today, apparently. But so you have a starting point in a battle. Based on where that battle goes, it branches off into 2 different themes of the battle and ends in a final battle. So, depending on who wins the X amount of matches or whatever during these timed events, it'll go to a different map instead of one. And so that's kind of interesting to see. And like the Tides of War started in the city for the first day it was out, and that was kind of cool. Just like a normal city, not much destruction, but it's kind of like, it's 2 tall buildings, kind of hard to take away the entire map. And then you're getting tanks and stuff like that in there, and those break a little easier, which is good to me because golly, I can't stand it when it takes like 50 shots to kill something in Battlefield 4. And then the next one was like you're flying these planes in and you're dropping in, like parachuting down. I was like, okay, I could see how this is Battle Royale Firestorm here. And you're trying to take points like Rush Mode in the next wave of map that came out, and then the one after that's like more like Conquest. It's kind of interesting how like that mode I think is really cool because it invests you more into kind of the situation, I guess. And
it forces you to play other game modes.
Yeah, and I think that's smart.
Because I normally just do Conquest. So
I do Operations because Operations is basically just Rush and Conquest mixed together on a huge scale. that's why I'm excited for Grand Operations, because I think that'll be a really nice change of pace. But I think Tides of War, so we'll see. But I remember what I was thinking of when you were talking about spotting, team play. Because you were saying that spotting was more team play style stuff, but I think the other things they're doing in Battlefield 5 are really pushing you to pay attention to your team.
Okay.
Like,
well, that's why I said
everyone can revive each other now. It just takes longer, and only in your squad. But it takes longer if you're not a medic, but you can still pick each other back up.
Right. And maybe that would be cool if you were in a squad, you could spot for just your squad, not other players on your team.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Because that would also say, like, stay with your squad. Because in Battlefield 1, not that many people stick with their squad. No, it's just more points.
Yeah, and then it's just like the way, because like ammo is not something that you have a ton of. So it's almost like you need to go to an ammo place and grab some, or you need to kill people and take it. So you're picking up ammo on the fly. You can heal yourself. If you pick up a med pack, you can hold up on the D-pad and just give yourself a heal. So there's a lot of things that kind of change up your roles, like you were saying. So it's definitely some changes to the series. Yeah.
Because before as a medic, you just play a medic, you throw down the pack, and
you wouldn't even have to go for kills.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's different.
Yeah. I like a lot of those changes, but I think the big things for me is just how there is a spider in front of you just dangling on next to your phone.
Look at that.
He's on your phone.
Looks like a little flea or something.
Yeah, he's tiny.
On the top corner there.
Yeah.
Oh, he just... I don't know what he did. I don't think that's a spider. I think it was like a gnat or something.
Yeah.
Nah, he dangled down.
Oh, weird.
From the ceiling.
Dingle dangle.
He got excited. He was like, they talk about Spider-Man. That's my game.
Yeah, I'm right here. Oh, he just killed me.
No, but they added a lot of momentum in Battlefield 5 that I really like. You can now crouch run, which is a huge plus to me. It still brought back the slide, and that feels pretty nice from Battlefield 1. So it's just, in that you can, dive backwards and crawl on your back if someone's shooting at you and stuff. And you guys were mentioning this before. You were talking about the ability to build like in Fortnite.
Yeah.
That is in specific spots. Okay. So it's not just build anywhere with anything.
Sure.
So what you do is you hit down on the D-pad, and it pulls out a hammer or sandbags, depending on where you're at. So it's like
that was
context.
the video they showed us.
Yeah, it was context sensitive. So wherever you were at, like if you're next to a window, it'll turn into his hand will go down, it'll pull up and it's a hammer. If you're next to sandbags, the hand will go down, sandbags. But you could build quite a bit. Like we built up a fortification on the bridge, and we're just like holding point for the longest time.
Yeah, that's cool. That's why I said I think with their battle royale mode that might come in handy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they might make that a little bit more. You'd think they might be able to make it so you can either do like sandbags or walls or windows. I don't know.
I think I think that'll all be in there. I mean, it's all in the normal game, so it's probably part of that whole situation. Yeah.
How's that game? I mean, is it going to do well, do you think?
I think it's
commercially at retail?
Yeah, I think it's going to do fine.
Okay.
I think that all that stuff's hyperbolic for sure. Like the whole, they're not getting any pre-orders, no one's going to buy it. I'm like, it'll be fine. Battlefield always, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
If Hardline can sell well and people like that, this game's going to be fine.
Yeah.
That game's butts.
I don't even think they had to push it back. I think the pushback of the month was kind of...
They said it was for polish, but...
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I think
game's as polished as it's going to get.
Yeah, probably. And I think, too, if they can add a little bit more like balance, like with Battlefield 1, that game started with, it took forever to kill people, and it drove me nuts.
Yeah. But I kind of like that a little bit because it gave you a little bit.
Yeah. But it
wasn't instant melt.
It just became like I'd empty a whole clip into a guy and he would die, and it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
And then they fine-tuned it now to where it feels right. And Battlefield 5's starting at that point. So, I mean, it could be a lot of that kind of balancing too, but I think they just needed to get modes ready for launch and have them go smooth because you can't afford to have like a poop launch at this point. Not with Red Dead and Call of Duty.
No.
And Call of Duty's going to launch fine. So.
Yep.
Always does.
Yeah. The other thing I played was Mega Man 11. Demo is out now on the Switch, and it's really good. I wonder how diehards are going to feel about it. I'm sorry I keep itching my nose. It just will not stop. My allergies are so bad right now. And all that cocaine.
Yeah, jeez. Oh, my.
But so in Mega Man 11, you have your two shoulder buttons will do either slow down time or give you extra power in your shots, and that changes your robot master abilities too. So the one you actually get a couple of them in the demo, but like say the brick one that they've shown off where it drops like 3 bricks down on people. If you do that, it drops like 6 bricks on people, So it makes it so some situations that maybe were a hard mid boss are now this thing where you can slow down time and just beat the crap out of it and be done with it, you know. So we'll see how people feel about it. But I thought it was really good. I'm really excited to play that one next month. But that's all I had.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
But Battlefield 5, I don't know. Like I thought I had something else about it in the news, but maybe it was just that. So I guess since we're talking about Battlefield 5 Battle Royale, Call of Duty pretty much announcing all that stuff now.
Yeah, when does that beta start, Mark?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
It's the 10th.
Yeah,
yeah. You're right.
Finally.
Hey, yeah, I guess I'm asking about it.
Nice.
Is it Blackout part of that, Mark?
I still have it downloaded on my PS4, so maybe I'll have to give it a try.
For Battlefield you're talking?
No, Call of Duty.
Blackout.
And if you kept the multiplayer Battlefield,
It's the same code.
If
If
thing
it's still
on
on your
there.
system, you have access to Blackout.
Right. So there shouldn't be much more of a
So I should download that
download
today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there'll probably be a patch to update it, but
Still, yeah.
so we'll give it a shot.
Well, so I guess it's part of Game Informer's monthly cover story. So they're doing a giant info dump with a lot of stuff and interviews and all that jazz. But they got out and talked about their Battle Royale, which is at launch, right? They're launching with their Battle Royale?
Yeah, I think so.
Call of Duty is.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Blackout or
Battlefield
is
is
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting because they have a very PUBG looking map, like just setup wise.
Oh yeah.
But the cool thing to me is that they've taken all the maps of Black Ops and made
Put 'em
those
into
the
it,
points of the
yeah.
map. That's really interesting.
There's a
It is
Nuketown.
it's just the Blackout Black Ops maps, right?
It's like they took Black Ops
See,
maps in a big giant map.
That's what I was trying to tell someone the other day, and he's like, "No, it's every Call of Duty map, like all sewn
No.
together as one."
I don't think so.
Like, I don't think that's what it is.
No, it's like probably like Black Ops 1 and 2 maps or something like
no,
that.
but he's
I
talking
can't-
like Warfare, Black
No,
Ops,
he'd be
wrong.
Advanced Warfare, everything. Every map they've ever done is
I don't
all
think
like
so.
one giant map.
It wouldn't make sense because if you can't
Yeah,
super
that's what-
jump, then you
and they're
wall
not.
run.
They're not the actual maps. They're just inspired.
It's like
by.
inspired by.
Yeah.
So like one of them with the mansion, it there's a mansion, but it's not the exact same mansion as the one that was in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
So and then there's going to be Nuketown Island.
Yeah, Nuketown Island.
which everyone's going to go to
Nuketown.
because
Nuketown
everyone loves
sucks.
Nuketown.
I was always so mad at
It was
that
just
map.
a little
Everyone
map.
wanted to play it, and it's so
Right.
tiny.
Everyone who didn't
That's why.
reserve they would call and complain 'cause they couldn't play in the Nuketown map. I'm like,
Right.
well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's why it's small. People like to quick scope on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I will say I don't understand, and this is the thing I don't like about this. Why are there zombies? Like,
well,
just
we
walking
talked.
around in
Well,
this?
we talked about battle royale mode games with battle royale before, and I thought it would be cool to have zombies as the
It's like
The
H1Z1.
crowd?
I mean,
H1Z1
or
should
the-
have
why don't they have
the
zombies in
circle
there?
to bring them in. Because
Oh,
your
yeah, you
circle
did.
should
That'd
be
be
just
that'd be
zombies
sweet,
on the
H1Z1.
outside perimeter,
Yeah.
and
Then
I mean,
all of a sudden they just come rushing in.
yeah, and
Like,
you either got to fight them to kill them to get them off you, or
Yeah.
you die.
Yeah.
But just I never understood why H1Z1 didn't have that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
It still
That-
doesn't.
That should have been part of that game because
Right.
it's a zombie
And when
survival
Call
game.
of Duty said that they were going to have zombies in their blackout mode, I'm like, oh, so it's going to be the zombies just they are the storm, they are the fire,
The fire.
You know.
But now they're just hanging out.
now they're just hanging out, I guess.
So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Weird.
I think that's a way to maybe keep the zombie fans
Maybe if you
playing
die,
Blackout or something.
maybe if you
or-
die, you can turn into a zombie and then
That'd
you
be
can
kinda
attack
cool.
the
Kind of
people.
neat. Like in Dying Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I should probably get a code and download it.
I
That's one. I mean, the
I was
multiplayer
mad
didn't
because
really-
we had a code for Battlefield 5 and it didn't work. Every
Oh,
time
that
I
they
put
gave
Mine
us?
did.
yeah, every time I
the
put the
pre-order one you're talking about?
no,
they
got it.
emailed
Oh.
us
The
vendor
like,
code.
private codes.
I got my my.
I put
pre-order
it in
one
on my Xbox and it was an Xbox code. I'm pretty sure because it's
Yeah,
what it was
I don't
sponsored
think it was like
by.
a redeem.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
guys get
Code
that on
for a
Xbox,
code.
by the way?
I think so.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, we got
Everything
almost
for
Everything.
Xbox.
everything on Xbox this year.
Sorry,
It's like the
it's best place to play apparently.
Yeah, they stole Sony's tagline,
Yeah.
but whatever.
I have a group of friends that only have PS4s, so I have it pre-ordered on PS4. But I'm like, if everyone kept theirs on Xbox, I would have a group that plays on Xbox, but I don't know, I'd rather play it on my PS4.
Yeah.
It's just where I'm at. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
all it is.
Yeah.
This is where most of my friends are.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's all
For
right.
like that short while I was playing Fortnite for a couple days, I'm like, okay, the Xbox is all right. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Let's get
it's
back.
definitely huge.
Let's get back into this again. And then I started playing Spider-Man on PS4. I'm like, nah,
No.
this is where I want to play my games. So
Well,
it's-
Eric the engineer would be like, "There's not even a reason
There's no
to own a
games.
PS4." Gosh.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I don't know.
we
I-
love you, Eric. Just go buy a PS4 already. You know you
Yeah.
want to.
Keep up on the, I guess, Game Informer if you want to see what's going on with Call of Duty and all of its big reveal stuff.
Yeah.
For the month before it comes out, because there's a lot. There's a lot to it.
That's like a month away now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Man, holy smokes.
So,
Time has gone by so fast.
couple smaller things, I guess, is Henry Cavill. It's going to be
Yeah.
Geralt of Rivia in
Oh, yeah.
Netflix's
Yeah.
The Witcher.
Yep.
Which I thought, man, that seems real odd.
That's Spider-Man, right? Or not Spider-Man, Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
Mustache.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's why I had the
I
mustache.
was joking with a customer the other day that they should like digitally put the beard on him. Like it's like a
flowing.
CG beard. like
Gandalf.
like they took it out for Spider or for Superman. They're just adding it in CG beard.
That's
and
awesome.
Just,
This sounds weird, but I think he's too big.
He
Because
is kinda- well,
Geralt's
maybe he
kind of
could-
like a
And he's
thin
too-
guy.
I think he's too
guy.
young.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they can
They
make
can
makeup
make
and
Make
all,
up and
but
give him some like a blonde, not blonde, but like a
White
white
wig.
wig and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's probably a good pick because he can be pretty lifeless,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
intentional, and that's kind of
one
what
of the points
Witchers
someone
are.
else made too. Yeah.
But
he's such a fan.
yeah, and that was the other thing is he plays WoW, guys. He loves the books, so we'll see.
That's,
just
is
wanna
that Netflix or Hulu? Or who's
It's
is
Netflix.
Okay.
And they're basing it all off the books. And I just saw a thing that people were online, and apparently they're changing everything about Siri, which is his
yeah, they were saying
pseudo-daughter?
that she
Yeah.
was going to be
like a black Asian
yeah,
royalty.
yeah.
Which, I mean, she was royalty anyway, but what do they call that? A BAME woman is what they call it in
I have
Europe
no
or something like
idea.
that. I don't know.
They just said that she wouldn't be white, apparently.
Yeah, which people got all mad about. And I was like, well, I mean, it depends on who the queen is because
Right.
Siri's story isn't she's white. Siri's story is she's crazy magical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see. This, I think, makes a lot of sense. And I don't understand why it's coming to maybe PS4 and Xbox One, but it makes perfect sense it's coming to the Switch. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've played it. It's pretty good.
Is it?
Actually,
Okay.
it's not bad.
I did see it on PS4,
isometric.
but I didn't touch it.
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
it's free on iPad and stuff. Maybe I think it's free and then you buy the rest or something like that. But it's
Freemium.
yeah. But it's kind of like you tap the enemy, like to do it like Diablo style almost. You tap the enemy and he starts auto attacking, and then you got your skills. I think is how it was. But I remember having a good time with it. And I was like, this actually works really well. And then it made me think, why aren't more mobile ports of these big games coming to Nintendo Switch? Like, where's PUBG on Switch?
Yeah.
Just put that mobile version on there. It's a really good version of that game. And I got my first chicken dinner in
I
PUBG.
saw that.
Microsoft's got console
Congratulations.
exclusive, probably. That's why.
Probably, yeah.
This is the
But
best,
I mean, like,
best place to play.
But they're buddies now with Nintendo.
yeah. But like that mobile one is made by someone in China or whatever, and Tencent, I guess. But it's just like that. That would be great if they could just bring that style of stuff to the Switch. Like, why not? Just do it. They did it with Pokemon Quest or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh gosh. So I guess let's continue the Nintendo train here for a minute. Let's talk about
Oh man.
one sort of whatever and then one real bad one. So Nintendo was going to have a direct that we were going to talk about this week.
People are super
Well,
excited.
these are both bad.
I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean you can't control an earthquake, you know.
Yeah.
And it's cool that in Japan they're like, hey, we respect things. We're gonna
People died and stuff.
we're not just gonna whatever this.
But then the internet
But yeah, the internet can
just
suck,
freaked
man.
out. Come on, guys.
Yeah, your Smash Brothers announcement can wait.
Right. Trust me, they're not gonna announce Luigi or Waluigi.
Because they said it'd be 35 minutes. What did I say? 20 minutes of Smash, 15 minutes of
No, they won't do that.
Mario Party, and then 5 minutes of what was the other one?
Something on 3DS.
Yeah,
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I think spawns off this, right? So they had this stuff is coming out now about the cloud saves and how it's not every game.
Yeah.
And how they have intentionally took it out of games like Splatoon 2. Because they think if you're going to have that, you can item dupe or mess with the rankings and stuff, which
Nintendo.
doesn't make any sense. Whatever. It's so stupid. And I can't defend that. They came out later with this, and I was defending it earlier because it's an opt-in situation. Like, a developer they're the ones deciding, hey, I want our game to have cloud saves or not. Which is silly. It should just be for everything. But that's the big flack that they're having. And I think this Direct is probably going to talk about all this stuff, and we need it to talk about all this stuff because, oh boy, it's becoming a nightmare out there.
Splatoon, like, wasn't Dead Cells on there?
Pokemon, Splatoon, Dark Souls.
Or is it Dark Souls?
Do not have it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I remember Dark Souls wouldn't let you transfer your save to another console. They encrypted it that way because I remember having that.
Because there was problems with people duping item.
As long as Zelda and
boosting
Mario
and
Odyssey
stuff.
support it, that's all I really care about. So.
But
I wonder if they'll do
the
it or
Switch
not.
also doesn't let you save to the SD card as well, does it?
That's what they should
That's
do.
what they need to do.
It
And
downloads
again,
everything downloads to the SD card.
yeah,
But nothing. Yeah.
you should be able to save your files to the SD card. Save them to your system. You can do it with 3DS, and then you could only save it to that profile, obviously.
But then someone's gonna hack my
Oh.
Switch.
Oh, no.
Which, by the
Or
way,
something.
is
It's already hacked anyway.
It's already
blown wide
yeah.
open.
Right, but
And obviously it
Nintendo's
doesn't matter
taking
because they're
steps.
selling them hand over fist.
Right,
Yeah.
but Nintendo's also taking steps to say, like, yeah, if you do that, we're just gonna ban the crap out of everything.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
So they've actually did more than they've ever done in the past. So
yeah.
Good on them.
yeah.
Oh man, I ended on a sad note. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So my last thing was Yoshinori Ono,
Yeah, I saw that.
no longer in charge of Capcom's fighting game division because
Oh.
Street Fighter V's bad launch and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Well, Infinite did bad. I
Yeah,
don't know
it did.
about Street Fighter, but
Street Fighter launched poor,
It did.
and then a lot of the other stuff I think people complained about were things that they already had planned out, and people just didn't care. And
Right.
one,
Like
I mean,
arcade mode and
if you're not like following gaming news, you probably just didn't know, and you're like, wow, this game has nothing. And obviously, people were in the know, and like, yeah, they wanted to get it out for Evo.
yeah,
It's not a big deal.
Who's taking over? Did they say?
It's like Capcom's owner's son or something like that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. he's worked on Monster Hunter and stuff. They
Yeah.
basically sounds like they're switching roles. So like Ono is going to work on Monster Hunter and Ace Attorney and all that kind of stuff, and we'll see. That's kind of a big bummer. He was like the name I knew for fighting games.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Capcom's always up to something.
yeah. It's Ryozo Sugimoto, the son of Capcom's founder and producer of the Monster Hunter series. So we'll see.
Interesting.
Someone give me some good news. What's cool?
cake is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a good donut today.
Me too.
Chocolate with sprinkles on it.
I haven't. I went back. I went.
Oh, are you back?
I went back for a couple weeks, and then I'm going to Disney. So.
Oh yeah, and you know you're probably gonna
Yeah.
eat a little bit at Disney.
I actually lost weight. I actually
ya?
lost weight eating all that garbage at conference.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Keep your body guessing.
Yeah, I guess.
There you go.
It's got to keep burning it off.
Yeah.
So
I just feel better. I feel better without the sugar.
Dude, and that's
So.
something I need to get away from is just like eating better and
You can just tell
once
the
I get my
difference.
shower back, I'll get back in the running because man,
Yeah.
that like makes you awake for the day.
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
yeah, I'm going charter boat fishing.
That's
Oh,
cool.
on
yeah.
Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah, we're pulling the kids out of school.
Sweet.
Oh, that's cool too.
I haven't
Because
been
we,
able to fish
we were
it
supposed,
all
we were
this
supposed to go.
year.
We were supposed to go
I
at the end
love
of the
fishing.
summer. It was a few weeks ago, the week before conference, and Lake Michigan had like that crazy like
Water advisory.
water influx, like we got really warm really fast or something like
Yeah.
that. And I guess he went out. The guy we were going with, he went out at 6 in the
Before,
morning that
yeah.
morning. He didn't catch anything with his other first guy, so he called and said, "Hey, I don't want to take you out." But anyway, we're going on Wednesday.
Cool.
Hopefully,
Hopefully you
it'll be fun.
catch some big little
Yeah, we're going
groupers.
from 2 to 6. I mean, they take you like way out between Grand Haven and Holland, and Yeah, salmon, trout, all kinds of stuff. And you get to keep it, and they'll take it back to Chinook Pier, and they'll.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. They fillet it
They'll
up for
fillet
you?
it, and you can take it home. And
Awesome.
I'm the only one in my house that eats fish or seafood of any kind
I
at all.
Fish
I
is so
like
good.
fish. Yeah.
Oh, hey, maybe I'll
I
have,
can't-
I'll have to bring some for you.
Yeah, well,
guys.
maybe we'll
fish
grill
fry.
out. Yeah, we'll do a little grill out.
Dude, my wife Sarah would be all
do
about
some
it.
I make
cedar,
salmon on
cedar
the grill.
planks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's all
I
about
like
it.
it.
Interesting.
I think if we had the ability to go fishing, she would go more.
Yeah, it's just the the gutting and the filleting.
I don't think that bothers her at all.
I don't know if I'd like to do that.
I don't know.
If someone else does it,
It
for
wouldn't
me,
really
that's
bother me
cool.
to do it, but like doing it, I mean, actually doing it properly is where I would just.
That's like when you
Because
go
if
to
you
a-
cut too deep, then
mutilate
you're
that
gonna.
fish.
It's not as bad as you
Yeah.
think.
If you like go to a restaurant and they cook up the whole fish and you just have to eat like that's
Pull
so
the bone
weird to
out,
me. Yeah,
grab
that's
the spine and rip
weird.
the ribs.
Yeah. Even like lobster kind of freaks me
Yeah.
out when you eat lobster and it's a full lobster.
what about those shrimp heads where they still have the eyeballs on them?
Yeah, see that's weird.
I
too.
can't do that. I can't do that.
I like my meat without eyes.
Yeah.
and a face.
As a kid, once we went to my uncle's house and we had like a it was some family reunion thing. We had
Yeah.
a big seafood, and my two uncles were like cooking like live lobster.
Yeah.
And I will never do that. I will never like in front of my kids. Like even me personally now, I'll just go buy it like on
Right.
ice.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I won't even. That was I think I actually cried. Like I was
Nice.
probably 10 or 11, and you could hear that thing like
Yeah.
clawing at the pot and like it was hissing and making that high pitched sound.
Yeah.
And it
Well, that
was,
high pitched sound is like
it's just it's
air.
It's air.
Air
It's-
releasing, but
when you're younger, you're
Yeah.
like the lobster
killing me,
screaming,
Mark,
you
you're
know?
killing
Yeah.
I just remember going to
So-
a pig roast as a kid and seeing the full
Oh, yeah.
pig in the thing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
we had that for
And it's
my,
so tasty.
my sister.
I mean, it's good.
my
but I
sister's
mean, I'm
open
like,
house
oh,
was a big old pig
a
roast.
full
It was
pig.
awesome.
Yeah.
Just chop the head off.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't wanna see again. I
You ever
don't
go
want
to
to
like
see it.
Hawaii? Like I've been in Hawaii.
Yeah,
and
they
they
put
do
it
like
in
the
a spit.
luau, and they bring the big and they just
Yeah.
they whack the head. It's all cooked, and they have that
Right.
big pit, and it's so good, amazing. But yeah, that thing will be fun. Hopefully we catch something. And
Yeah.
Benny's really excited. He's really
Yeah.
excited. It's me and my dad, and the two older kids are going. So
Nice.
I still
Yeah.
say we got to before the fall actually kicks in. We gotta do golf once.
Yeah,
we should.
Next level old men sometimes play golf.
I'm down for it. The clubs are still in the garage, just airing out.
Yeah, because there's still with that one you were talking about before. I think that was pretty cheap that I've been hearing about.
Westwind.
Westwind, yeah.
This one, yeah.
I think the last time I actually went golfing was before my first daughter was born, and I was actually at one point just throwing the golf balls down the fairway because I was getting so mad. I was playing so bad, so poorly.
It
I was
happens.
like, run! Chucking balls down the fairway, and it was not very.
Nah, we should go though.
Yeah.
be fun.
I want to go one more time before the fall hits.
Yeah.
Because once the fall hits and the leaves are down, you're gonna lose every ball.
Yeah.
Fairway shot, and you're gonna lose a ball. That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
So,
If
thanks.
it weren't for Spider-Man, it'd be a pretty slow week, pretty
Yeah.
boring week. So
yeah, we're gearing up to some big stuff. So
Pretty
we'll-
soon.
and, the Nintendo Direct kind of not being this week and being
Mhm.
instead next Friday. So we'll have it for next week unless something else happens.
Pretty soon, Mark and I'll have to borrow some of Eddie's stash.
what's that?
Stash?
The cocaine.
Oh yeah, keep us going
Yeah.
during those December months.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
No,
Give me some of that coke.
just kidding.
It's happening. I love drugs.
Everyone's gonna be writing into the show. Oh my gosh, Eddie has a drug problem.
Intervention. Eddie, it's not worth it.
Right.
You'll be okay. You got so much to go for you.
Gosh, someone's probably gonna believe it too. They watch the video. And
Yeah.
he does rub his nose a lot,
Yeah.
dude. I'm at the point now where it's like I sneeze 5 times in a row, 50 billion times a day. It sucks, and especially because like every time, like the first few times I sneeze for like the day, like my chest is popping and cracking.
Like some Claritin or something.
Sucks. I guess, but that's part of the reason I'm going to the doctor on Wednesday. Old man over here.
I just use a little bit of nasal spray. Good for the day.
There you go. Well, that's going to do it here. So I'm going to wrap it up. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And we'll see you guys on the next level.
Yep.
I see you.